After updating the twist rig on the left shoulder, we'd want to do the same thing on the right side. So in this lesson, we'll take a look at what would need to be updated on the right shoulder's twist rig in order for it to work successfully. If we were to go in and grab the character's arm control in IK mode, as we start to adjust the elbow swivel, you'll see that the twist rig works. Beautiful. If we were to switch to FK, again, you'll see when we go in and start to roll the shoulder, everything works just fine. Excellent. So what would need to be updated then in order for this to work? Honestly, we're using the same exact steps. There's only one minor change that would need to happen in the expression in order for this to work. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Grabbing the anchor object, we can now move to our motion panel, and let's go ahead and take a look at our x-axis. Let's right-click and choose Properties. And as you can see, we're using the exact expression that we're using on the left side, except for the operation that we use after we find our radian result and add it back to this expression. So instead of subtracting that result, we would simply add it, simply because the arm is flipped. Well, that's it. So this would help us save some time then when building the expression. Alright, great. So I'll go ahead and close this out. And then at that point, it'd just be a matter of doing a little bit of cleanup work. We'd want to make sure our exposed node was added to the hidden layer. We'd also want to make sure that it was linked to the correct object, which we know to be the IK shoulder. Now, I'd like to point something out that you may not run into all the time. It's very rare, but in the event that you get a warning that kind of disconnects your exposed node, let's say it's a cycle dependency warning, in this setup here, there's no real cycle dependency issue, but it's just something that happens very rarely in Mac sometimes. And I just wanted to point that out, that in order to adjust this, it's just a matter of remapping that object that you exposed. And then you can go in and hide the twist bone. By hiding that twist bone after the exposed node has been remapped, it's essentially just a way of kind of letting Max know everything's okay. We can continue to work with this rig just fine with no errors. So again, it's a very rare occurrence, but if that does happen, it's very simple to tweak. It's just a matter of remapping the object that you've exposed, just going to the exposed node, heading over to the modify panel, again exposing that object. There's no need to go back to the expression because the expression already looks at this node. And then at that point, you'd want to just go in and hide your twist bone. So after you're done weight painting, again, once you hide that bone, after you're done painting to this object, you'd have no worries. Everything would work just fine. So again, it's just a really minor thing that we'd have to update, and it hardly happens. All right, well, that's a look at what we need to do on our right shoulder. So what's our next step? Well, it's time to work on stretchy FK controls for the arms. So let's go ahead and get to that.